Hi everyone, a warm welcome to my channel. This is the third video for residue integration. You have better watched the previous two videos before watching this video. The importance of this video is, most of the integrals can be evaluated only by residue theorem. For applying residue theorem, we have to find residues at the singularities within C. Really, residue at a singular point A is the coefficient of 1 by z minus A in its Lorentz series expansion. But only in the case of poles, we have ready-made equations. So remember, in the case of poles, we can find the corresponding residue by using ready-made equations as well as using Lorentz series. In this video, you can watch the integration of some interesting functions.
Consider the integral over c e raised to 1 by z dz, where c is mod z equal to 1. Here, the given function is e raised to 1 by z. By looking into this part, you can see 0 is its singular point. The only singular point of the given function is 0, and clearly which lies within mod z equal to 1. So by residue theorem, integral over c if z dz is 2 pi I into r1. Here, we have to find r1. Clearly it is not a pole, so you can find its residue from its Lorentz series expansion. So we have to expand fz in the form of an infinite series containing powers of z. Here the function fz is exponential. The series expansion of the exponential function is given by e raised to z equal to 1 plus z by 1 factorial plus z square by 2 factorial plus z cube by 3 factorial plus etc. You have to remember this equation. Also in this section you have to notice the series expansion of sin z and cos z. So we have to expand fz in the form of an infinite series by using this expression. So we have fz equal to e raised to 1 by z, which is 1 plus 1 by z by 1 factorial plus 1 by z square by 2 factorial plus etc. That is 1 plus 1 by 1 factorial z plus 1 by 2 factorial z square plus etc. See, this is the Lorentz series expansion of the given function. We have residue of f at 0 is coefficient of 1 by z in this expansion. Coefficient of 1 by z is 1 by 1 factorial. So residue is 1. So put in equation number 1. You can see integral over c fz dz is 2 pi I. That is integral over c e raised to 1 by z dz is 1. That is the required. Again consider a similar question. Integral over c z e raised to 5 by z dz, where c is x square plus 4y square is equal to 4. See, the given c is similar to an ellipse. In the ellipse, right side should be 1. So you have to make the right side 1. So you divide throughout by 4. So this is, here our ellipse is, this is our ellipse. This major axis is 2 units, minor axis is 1 unit. Let f is equal to z e raised to 5 by z. So from here you will get a singularity, and the singularity is 0. Next we have to check whether the singular point 0 lies inside or outside of C. Clearly 0 is the center of the ellipse, so it lies inside of C. So by residue theorem we can write integral of C fz dz is 2 pi I into r1, where r1 is a residue of f at 0. Here 0 is not a pole. In the case of residues which are not poles, you can find its residue from the Lorentz series expansion of fz. So you have to give the Lorentz series expansion of fz. Here fz is z e raised to 5 by z. That is z into, you give the expansion of e raised to 1 by e raised to 5 by z. 1 plus pi by z by 1 factorial plus pi by z square by 2 factorial plus etc. That is z into 1 plus 1 factorial z plus pi square by 2 factorial z square plus etc. You take z inside the bracket. Z plus pi plus pi square by 2 factorial z plus x. We need the coefficient of 1 by z. So residue is coefficient of 1 by z, which is pi square by 2 factorial. Next you put in equation number 1. Integral over c f z dz is 2 pi I pi square by 2 factorial, that is I pi cube, which is the required answer. Next we have to evaluate integral over c sin z by z square e raised to dz over the unit circle. First you notice singularities. You will get the singularities from here. By solving this equation, we will have the singularities. See, from here, z square equal to 0 because exponential function never varies. It never takes the value 0. So only z square equal to 0. From here, we have z equal to 0, 0. So the singular point is 0, which is a pole, and clearly it is a double pole. So we have the conclusion that 0 is a double pole of the given function. Next, you have to check whether it's inside or outside of C. Clearly, 0 is inside of the circle. So, by residue theorem, we can write integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I into R1. R1 is the residue of f at 0. Remember, 0 is a double pole. We have to take f z as sin z by z square e raised to z. So R1 is limit z tends to 0, first derivative of z square into f z. That is limit z tends to 0, d by dz of, when you substitute f z, you can see z square will cancel. So d by dz of sin z by e raised to z. See, it's a quotient, so you have to apply the quotient rule for finding its derivative. Limit z tends to 0, denominator square above e raised to z the whole square, e raised to z into cos z minus sin z into e raised to z. Limit z tends to 0, cos z minus sin z by e raised to z. You put z equal to 0, 1 minus 0 by 1. So residue is 1. You put in equation number 1, we have integral over c f z dz is 2 pi I into 1, that is 2 pi. Next we have to evaluate integral over c tan z by z square minus 1 dz, where c is mod z equal to 3 by 2. You can find its singular points from here. So clearly the singular points are 1 minus 1. Both are simple poles and both lies you can see. So by partial residue theorem, integral of c f z dz is 2 pi I into R1 plus R2. That is equation number 1. See, it's a previous university question. Suppose R1 is a residue of f at 1 and R2 is residue of f at minus 1. Now fz can be factorized in the form tan z by z minus 1 into z plus 1. Next we have to calculate R1. R1 is limit z tends to 1, z minus 1 into fz. Fz is tan z by z minus 1 into z plus 1. These two terms will cancel each other. It is limit z tends to 1, tan z by z plus 1, and it is tan 1 by 2. So R1 is tan 1 by 2. So when you put z equal to 1, If you students mislead and write it as pi by 4. Tan 1 is tan 1 itself, but tan pi by 4 is 1. So it is tan 1 by 2. Similarly, R2 is limit z tends to minus 1, z plus 1 into f z. Tan z by z minus 1 into z plus 1. You put z equal to minus 1, tan of minus 1 by minus 2. Tan minus theta is minus tan theta. So it is minus tan 1 by minus 2. So tan 1 by 2. So both R1 and R2 are tan 1 by 2. You substitute in equation number 1. Integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I into tan 1 by 2 plus tan 1 by 2. That is 2 pi I into 2 tan 1 by 2. Tan 1 is tan 1 itself. So answer is 2 pi I tan 1. Next, consider another simple question. Integral over C dz by z square e raised to z, where C is mod z equal to 1. You can find its singular points from here. See, exponential function never vanishes, so if z square equal to 0, you can see 0 is the singular point of f z. Clearly it is a pole, and clearly it is a double pole. 0 is a double pole of the given function. Suppose f z equal to 1 by z square e raised to z. Clearly 0 is within C. So by residue theorem, integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I r1. That is equation number 1. Next we have to find r1. r1 is a residue of f at 0. Since 0 is a double pole, this equation is limit z tends to 0. First derivative of z square f z. You put f z here. It is limit z tends to 0. First derivative of, you can see z square will cancel 1 by e raised to z. That is limit z tends to 0. First derivative of e raised to minus z. What is the derivative of e raised to minus z? It is minus e raised to minus z. You put z equal to 0. It is minus 1. So residue is minus 1. You put in equation number 1. Integral over C f z dz is minus 2 pi I. In this question, you can also find residue by Lorentz expansion. See, for any singularity, you can find residue from Lorentz expansion, but in the case of poles, we have ready-made equations. Next, we will answer one more question. Integral over C sin z by z raised to 6 dz, where C is mod z equal to 2. Clearly, its singularity is 0. It is a pole of order 6. So 0 is a pole of order 6. Clearly, it is inside of C. So by residue theorem, integral over C f z dz is 2 pi I into r1. Here, r1 is a residue of f at 0. Since 0 is a pole of order 6, you have to apply the corresponding result for evaluating the residue. It is 1 by 5 factorial, limit z tends to 0, fifth derivative of z raised to 6 into f z. That is 1 by 5 factorial, limit z tends to 0, fifth derivative of, you put f z. F z is sin z by z raised to 6. You can see z raised to 6 will cancel. So fifth derivative of sin z. Next we have to write its fifth derivative. For that, first derivative of sin z is cos z. Its second derivative is minus sin z. Third derivative is minus cos z. Fourth derivative is sin z. Fifth derivative is cos z. So this is the fifth derivative of sin z. So it is 1 by 5 factorial, limit z tends to 0, cos z. that is 1 by 5 factorial into 1, that is 1 by 120. Here residue is 1 by 120. You can also find residue from Lorentz series expansion. See, we can find residue of any singularity of Fz from the Lorentz series expansion of Fz. If it is a pole, we have two methods for finding its residues. One from Lorentz series expansion and the other from the ready-made equations. So here also you can find residue by Lorentz series expansion. So you give the Lorentz series expansion of Fz. We have sin z is z minus z cube by 3 factorial plus z raised to 5 by 5 factorial minus etc. Whole divided by z raised to 6. So for getting the residue, you have to find the coefficient of 1 by z. It is 1 by z raised to 5 minus 1 by 3 factorial z raised to 3 plus 1 by 5 factorial is z plus here it is minus etc. See, this etc. part contains higher powers of 1 by z. So the coefficient of 1 by z here is 1 by 5 factorial. So residue is again 1 by 5 factorial. That is our 1 by 120. So for getting the solution or getting the answer of the integral, you put in equation number 1. So integral over Cf is dz is, equation number 1 is 2 pi I into 1 by 120. That is I pi by 60.
Thank you all. The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice.